Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It is Sunday, December 28th, later on in the afternoon. So today we are going to plan for the week of the 29th to the 4th in our new Common Planner B6 full year for 2026. So if you like watching these kind of videos, keep on watching. All right, guys, so we are planning our week. I tend to use this week as a test run on how I'm planning on using it going forward, because obviously it's a different format than the one I'm used to. The one for my 2025 was a Kinbor, and they usually just have the monthly and a daily for your planning. The B6 Common Planner for this year, I got horizontal, which means it has the weekly view horizontally, and then I have my dailies starting in the back. So let me think about what I want to do, and then I'll be back. All right, guys, so I don't have a lot of space where you can see what's going on. The first thing is I am going to go in and put in, so first my 2026 is going to be my catch-all. I'm going to walk around with this thing. I even brought a little wallet in Etsy that would hold like all of my debit cards and my insurance cards and that kind of thing. So I can use this also as my wallet. So I ended up buying this that has like a little zipper that I can put change in or money in there. So I can carry it with me everywhere I go, basically. So today we want to plan ahead. So I usually always do a sort of like a cover page. So I want to say this is going to be the blank page for this here, for the end of the year. So here's all the weeklies here. I'm not going to put tabs. I did put tabs only in the monthlies, and then I'll be putting tabs in my dailies. So this thing has 367 blank pages. So we should have enough basically for everyday use. I'm going to make this my goal page, and then this will be the dailies going forward. How many days are in January? Let's see. January has 31 days, so it should be on page 31. And then this will be the cover page. All right. And then after that, then if this is my February cover page, I will put February tab here. I did whip out my handy dandy date stamper, so I can stamp this week's dates. I brought this such a long time ago. I don't even remember where I purchased this from, but it goes all the way to 2028. So I get 3 more years out of this. I did purchase it back in 2018 because I never used it for 2017. So I'm glad it had all these years on here, and it been pretty much perfect. Actually, it has not messed up or broken or anything, which I am happy. I thought about buying a new one and I can't find it anywhere, which is kind of sad. Then I used the VersaFine. This one I think is supposed to be onyx, is supposed to be waterproof, but I'm not too sure and I'm not going to try it. So we'll just take it for what it is. Now, let me plan the week and I'll speed up through this process. Alright guys, so from the beginning, I have my garden set up. Everything is in pencil for now, until everything becomes permanent. I need an eraser. Yesterday, we didn't do anything, but because the weather was really bad. But today, we did some winter sowing. I know where I'm going to put my onions. The garlic looks great. There's a cover crop on this bed. The rest are still building. This is where I always put the carrots, the beets, and the radish. I did sow some basil. This one already has herbs. We did more mint. Asparagus is still growing. Rhubarb is there. I did this shape for all the containers that's going to have potatoes, and we're going to have plenty of containers. This is the big black container. Not sure if I'm going to do potatoes or do something else. And then this is supposed to represent the green stalks. I want to say I thought I had 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, but I think it's actually 5. I gotta go back and look. If it is 6, I can just put another one up here, and that's supposed to represent the green stalks. I don't do this page, which is for a goal breakdown. I don't get the concept of it. My brain cannot comprehend it. Then they did put a yearly tracker, and then here I'm going to, what I want to do is keep track of the temperature. So 2 of the blocks will be colored in, and then the other 2 blocks will be the mood I'm in. So it's happy, and sad. So just to see how far I can actually get in tracking this. I mean, I might get bored. I don't know. Then the quarterly pages, I am going to use it for gardening. I did have a bullet journal for my gardening, but I can't do more than 1 book. I tried. I can't. I have to be in the one that is the all and call it a day. So what I did was obviously we drew the beds, and I did, here is going to be what are we growing in what month. So in January, I'm supposed to start my sweet potato slips. February, Estrella is coming, which is my granddaughter, and the onions are supposed to be delivered. In March, I'm supposed to direct sow all of these things, and then I can actually go to like any seed store kind of thing, and I can go buy seed potatoes if I need to. Then obviously here, I'm going to keep track of my Bible, prayer, study, read, and 15-minute cleanup. And I left the rest blank because, you know, I got to make sure that's really what I want to do. Then I kept using the quarterly pages for gardening. So in April, somewhere between April 18 is supposed to be our last frost. So once I keep an eye on the weather, I'll be able to direct sow these things. Then around April, I'm also supposed to buy the ginger. So please hold. All right, guys. So that means that by April, the end of first quarter, I should have pitchforked, obviously, for April, for the corn and the melons and the squashes and all that stuff. The ginger goes in the same circle bed, and then I left the rest blank because it's still too early for that. I did put in July that if my corn is not knee-high by 4th of July, I'm not going to have a good corn season. And then I did put October 21st is our first frost. Now, everything here is in pencil because it's too early to tell right now if that's exactly when I have to do this stuff. So if it's not when I, you know, as time comes, then I'll put it as it becomes permanent. So like, let's say I start my sweet potatoes in January, I will write that in pen and erase the pencil. This is the 2025 December. I don't need that. I'll use this probably for something else if I need it. And then after that, everything is monthly. So I have gone in and put anything related for me, appointments, stuff like that on here. I think the only, as far as I got, is January. The whole month of February, I'll be with my grandbaby, showing her some yaya love, and I should be back in April. So, I mean, in March. I wanted to say when I get back, it's just going to be busy, 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 and I hope that is not raining a lot, even though, you know, April showers bring May flowers. And then the same thing with here. I only go to December. I left January of 2027 empty, but technically, if I'm going to be walking around with this and I do end up following my goal, then what I'll do is, obviously, I have January to put January dates as the time comes. I also took out 3 washi tapes because if I have anything important to pinpoint on the sides here, I can do the washi tape. So, like, let me see. Do I have one here? I think I did. I thought I did. Yes. So, let me show you. So, if I go like this, I see the flaggy of the washi tape, and that means there's an important note in here somewhere. So I kept track of the seeds that I started. Let's see, what was this? This one was, the beginning. It was a new year. So that was the seed starting, and I only used 1 color, but I am going to use multicolors based on what it is. So you see I started seeds. So the black and white was seed stuff. And what I'm going to do is, whenever I did something with the garden, it was the black and white. Did I not keep track of anything else? I don't think I had anything else that was important. Then, so what I'm going to do is this year, I'll use the multicolor for the garden. I'm going to use red for work, and then the black and white for just general notes that I need important. And so now I will keep these clearly right next to the, light, and I will technically use it. So here's an example. Oh, it fell behind. So this is a garden note. So for 2026, this will be the garden color, and I will be using this sort of like this, rip a piece. And then here's my winter sewing that I did. So I'll be doing this in the 2026 with the color. And then I will be just a little bit, leave it a little strand on it so I can see it, basically. You see? So I know that there's a garden note in this part right here. So now if it's red, it's an important regular work note. And if it's black and white, it's just anything home related. And then the multicolor will be the one for the garden, because it has green in there. All right. So it'll be red for important work notes, the black and white for regular notes, and then the multicolor, I don't even know if I showed you, for the garden. So actually we can probably put one right now here for where I have the garden set up. And then this, as it becomes permanent, I could put it in pen, but we switch around so many things that's why I do it in pencil, because then I can erase it and put whatever is current there. So here's an example, rip it up, and I will put it here. There you go. Flip it, do a little bit off just to have a little tab at least. All right. This page will be something else, I don't know, but at least now when I'm looking at it, I know I have notes on here that has to do with the garden. The color coordination actually helps me, and I think that's it. So as the day goes by this week, I did test out a few things. So I tested the Tombow markers. I used the color pencils, which was not too bad. The stamp did bleed through more than anything, like it's ghosting on each side. But it's okay. It doesn't bother me. I'm all right with it. And then these will be my daily pages. So as time goes by, I will be looking at my January goals and tasks that I had this January in 2025 and go through it to see what I want to do this year versus what I did last year. The goal is to carry this everywhere I go, like a wallet kind of thing, because I want to be using it more. I want to be more on pen and paper than electronics. My goal is that 2026 is less electronics, more paper and pen and reading and that kind of stuff instead of watching YouTube or movies or TV shows. So that's it for now. I will see you guys tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? No. I did my Bible verse for December. So I can't do any Bible verses for these three because there is no these three on the dailies. I didn't do that. But technically speaking, on January 1st, which is this week, I will be putting the Bible verse and whatever else I have to do. So the goal is that every night I will sit down, figure out my life for the week. And this page on this side can be more for work notes, anything that I got to do right away. And then the daily pages is more memory keeping and that kind of stuff. I did have a comment planner about 2 years ago, maybe 2023, 2024. And I think that's exactly what I did and how I did it with work notes and using the dailies. So I will see how it ends up, because this book, the B6, is a little bit smaller than the usual A5. I thought about doing like the Bible verses here, but if the Bible verses are bigger than this space, I find it very inconvenient. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. The only day of this week, well, obviously I'm going to work tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday, but I don't have a space for the Bible verse. I don't know. I'm still debating on whether or not to use this. I figured these squares I can use for my hours of when I'm working. And I don't know. Like, I would think my Bible verse won't fit here. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll play around with it this week. But I will see you guys tomorrow and start the week. Hey guys. Alright. It's been a long day. It's Monday. My body was aching from all the things we did in the garden. So I did wrote my Bible verse today on the current book. Let's say that, current book. And for dinner, I did pork chops with red rice.
I was looking for you.
Who's looking for me? And alright guys, like I was saying, before I was rudely interrupted, I was too tired this morning. I read my Bible, I did my Bible verse, worked, did the important stuff in work, then I cooked dinner. So I also pulled out my 2024 comment planner because it has the same setup as that this is the N, I think it's N1, which is the traveler's notebook size. And I was flipping through here to try to get some kind of idea. I like the fact that I was doing the dinners plus my hours of working. Plus I had the stuff that I was doing for work on this page, which makes sense. Because, and then I want to say I did that throughout the whole year. I mean, I changed it around a bit, but it looks like I kept the same format going all the way through, which I liked. I also like this color coordinating thing. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to do that. I like that. Back then, 2024, we were in Connecticut, and I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, hubby had a stroke, and we were doing therapy for hubby. Hubby was doing therapy. And then these are the dailies. So I had a lot of stuff in my dailies because we were keeping up with Lexton's stroke stuff. I also was doing the Bible verses on the daily. What else were we were just keeping track of to-do stuff. A lot of stickers. Let's see. This is January. Micah turned 6 months. So I did do watercolor. So pretty much kept tabs on everything, had recaps, pictures. So I do like that setup for. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that again. And then I was doing this kind of page, or I guess this was the marker page. Did I do that in every single month? I don't think so. March. No, I didn't do it for every month. Started strong, and then after that was not so strong. That's Micah. Oh, okay. So we had this, the vellum. Let's see, where's July? July. So I know that she gives out these monthly. I don't know if she still does. I would have to check for free. I think on this year, I used to get her kits, and then I stopped. But I do like the fact of this was our 1 year mark with Lexton's stroke. Okay, so you see I have somewhat of an idea of what we want to do. So I think I'll do that. All right, so let's see. Oh, I also have to recap my 2025. I still did the same thing this year with the Christmas movies. Actually, November I did the 80s and 90s, which I usually do, which I usually watch the Gilmore Girls. So I think going forward with this one, starting Thursday or Wednesday, no, Thursday, what I'm going to do is, actually, I can take out my, this is going to be such a long video. I have my little tabs, see? So I can have this tab actually on my weekly for right now because I keep getting lost. And then, because this is the first week this week, but not really. And then I can do this tab on the daily when the time comes, if you can see it. But for now, I'm going to try out, since we don't have any appointments this week except for Friday and Saturday, I could just, so how did I do it over here? So this is sort of like my canvas, if you want to speak about it that way. It'll be a canvas. This is the canvas to get to know how I'm doing this. So I did go here and put, this was my hours, but you see, this is why we do it in pencil. This is not my hours. This is dinners on this side. So just for the heck, we got pork chop today. Then here on this side, because I need a ruler now, we'll do how many? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll do 6. 6 should be enough. And then all the way to Friday, because this is technically my working hours. So you see how this one becomes my template of what it's going to be like going forward. So we got you, and you. And then today, this is kind of crooked. That's alright. Passed it. Today, since now it's permanent, what time did I work today? Where am I? 7, 12:30. 7 to 12:30, 1 to 5 p.m. And then we do have the pork chop. This one better. It works better. I'm gonna have today pork chop. My Spanglish pork chop. And yellow rice. This is why this is a template. I could use whiteout and see what it does if I find it. My whiteout. Alright guys, I got the whiteout. Let's see if it works in this book, because that's one thing I haven't tried is the whiteout. So let's see. If I'm not mistaken, her paper changed from the last time I had this journal. Whiteout never bothered me to use. Lexton is complaining. So let me go check on him. Hold on. Alright, people, he's alright. He's just being a baby. Alright, so now the other thing that's here is I do have work stickers that I still have, but actually what I decided to do for work was use all the facial emojis. It cracks me up when it falls into like one of these in the right day. It's awesome. So I will give this one a little facelift over here. Let's see, and I still have I have a ton of stickers. Clearly budgeting will be on, I'm gonna do it on the 2nd here because of the simple fact that the banks and stuff will be closed on the 1st. So I know this is permanent. I have to check online for these. I do have vacation stickers, but I don't think I have anything that says a holiday. Maybe that should be the next thing for me to get. So I ended up getting all kinds of different vacation stickers to see which one was kind of better. So I have sticker pack. She's really good. I love all her stickers. And then I have Mandy Lynn plans with the 2 different kind of stickers. So maybe I can do one that says holiday, just holiday. So I can put it like right there. A small holiday. What do you think? That'll be a to-do. Small holiday. All right. And then the rest of the stuff that I put in, I did put in basically holiday. I do still have like things with laptops and stuff that I can still use, but I was trying to use up the faces because I don't use those for anything. I did put in my countdown for my birthday already, the stickers for the birthday countdown, and I already put the stickers for the Christmas countdown. So I do that every year as soon as I get the new journal. Also the holidays. I think you guys saw me. I did the video on that, on the holidays. Now, actually, is it today? Yes, it is today. Today's a sad day. Today is Louis' anniversary, so I get to use 2 of these. My brother Louis passed away, so I put Louis. And then my mom passed away on New Year's Day, so we put her in here as well as a reminder. So I have the little candles, but it's just 2 little candles. I do have birthday stuff for people's birthdays. Let's see. I do have no work, so I could use this one for the holiday and just put no work, since they are there to be used. So no work, because it's a holiday. But I like holiday better, so I think I'm gonna end up buying the holiday one. I think it's cute. So I gotta remember, holiday lettering. Let's see. All right, so I got the anniversary. I did the pork chop, yellow rice. Tomorrow I'm making steak and potatoes. And that's already set in stone. And it's called the stew steak and potatoes. Then for New Year's and stuff, let's see. And then we have church on Sunday. It's the first Sunday of the year. Wait, is this backwards? Feels like it's backwards. Okay. So church at 8:30. And then. All right, I think that's it. I don't think we have appointments. The other thing I wanted to do was I'll do the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Let's see how this pen does. So that was the Micro 207 Plus, and technically they're supposed to be waterproof. And then I'll do, obviously the Micron pen is my favorite pen in the world when it comes to pens. And then I'll leave one blank. I won't go down too far because I want to say Mondays is currency, which I did. Esther. There is no more oversight. Check my email. PMT report. And we are in the end of the month. So technically speaking, I have at the beginning of the month, we have currency, payment reports, concur. So I have literally quarter. All right, so Esther, payment and payment report. These are my daily duties. Definitely not this week, but you see, I already know that in this week I have to do is a concur report. So I am going to put it in pencil because I might want to move it around somewhere else. So I'm going to put quarter for 2025 concur report. Concur report. Then I want to say here I need to do the EMX journal entry, EMX reconciliation, EMX payment, pay EMX, close AP. Oh yes, close AP. That'll be this week. That comes first. Close AP. Still slowly emergency concur quarter 4. No cleanup. APAR. And I think that's it for the rest of the month. So it looks like everything for January is in order. So I did put mommy's anniversary. I did put mommy anniversary. We got Louis anniversary. And then usually I put the year so I can know how many years if I want to go back. So let's go back to the PN. And Louis was 2017. And mommy was 2015. Okay. I don't know if these are permanent. That's why they're still in pencil. I want to say I think that's it for this week anyways. And then I penciled in everything else. So today I did do the currency. I did do Esker. I did check my emails. And we did not do the payment report. But I can start that tomorrow. I think that's it. I think we're good for this week. Now, on the dailies. So clearly... Oh, there it is. This is going to be a long video. I'm so sorry. Alright, my January goals. So let's go look to see what was my goals in January of 2025. So this is mainly like a dump, right? Everything that I would like to accomplish in 2026, not 2025. But half of the stuff that I did, I already sort of finished, right? It was a lot of stuff, like the turkey coop, the rabbit hut. I mean, we did a lot of stuff. Garden setup, we did. Compost setup is done. I want to say, I think the barn can be better organized. I think by the end of the year, everything is all over the place, especially my garden stuff. We did the fencing, vineyard, we already did the evergreens, the orchard trees, build beds, we already did. And then it says start winter sowing, we already started that on yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Artichoke and loofah. So in January, I think the only thing we need to do is start sweet potato slip. I want to see if the sweet potatoes that I got and that I grew actually would end up giving me sweet potato slips. We do have the pitchfork garden area. I only got like about a quarter piece done, and then I want to wood chips, mulch. We do have to make the chicken coops permanent. We have them set up with tarp, and the tarp keeps breaking, especially with bad weather. Let's see what else we got. So at the end of this year for December, I think our list was mainly done because we pruned the fruit trees, flower that need cold wintering like black-eyed peas. No, black-eyed Susan, not peas. Spread compost manure. So we do have to rotate compost at least once a month, I think. I gotta look into that. But from the looks of it, I think we did everything else. Start sweet potato slip, barn organized, fork, garden area. And I want to say that's it. So this stays as a list. As things pop up, I can actually just write them in here, which I'm fine with. The other thing would be, this is January 1st, we're not there yet. I think that's it for today. I think I'm pretty much organized for the rest of the week. And I think that's it. Let's see. So today's Bible verse was 1 King 8:61. So where can I put that over here? Do you think I can squeeze it in here? Because I didn't have nothing else. Let's see. Let's see. 1 King 8:61. Now I switch around from King James to the ESV and NIV versions of the Bible just to get my, brain going. So I think this one was ESV, if I'm not mistaken. So it's let your heart therefore be wholly true to the Lord our God, walking in his statute, and keeping him keeping his commandments at this day. And this is the reason why I don't squeeze it in there, because I know some of the Bible verses are very big and they don't fit. But it's okay, because I know I don't have any appointments, because usually my appointments would go there. In his commandments. Now, just to distinguish that this was actually now in December, my color for December is always some shade of red for my Bible verses. As you can see here, I got some shade of red going on because it's Christmas, so why not? So I always pick some kind of shade of red, which reminds me pretty soon I need to change all of my colors. And that's it. I think we're all set for this week. But this is sort of my blueprint. So going forward, I hope you like it. Thank you for watching. God bless. Don't forget to subscribe. Give it a thumbs up. And I will see you guys on the next one. Also, don't forget that I can't do dailies because the daily starts in January. But here will be the original Bible verse. So I'll give you a quick look of any of what I grab. Oh, there you go. So it'll be the Bible verse. Anything that's happening that day. Dinner. Any memories will go on this page. But clearly it does not start till January 1st. So I can't do that today. But, alright guys. That's enough for today. Bye.